Well, and hello. Let's see if we are live. We are live, I think. Live from the harbor of Tenerife. This is not a virtual background. I mean, I can actually show you. It's not. This is a real live Cruise TV episode from my cruise ship. Well, it's not mine, but I'm on it. Let me show you my cabin. This huge bed for me alone. But we are in the harbor of Tenerife. This is day number 5 on the ship, actually 6. And yesterday we did the conference at sea, which meant keynotes. And in comparison to day number 1, conference at sea, day number 1 had more exercises, getting to know each other. Yesterday was really about content, sharing entrepreneurial lessons. So I shared with the audience, sometimes I have to do this, I shared my struggle maybe of the last year. Like, how do you organize a cruise for 100 people when you are not sure what to do, when everything is new, and when you are sometimes overwhelmed by everything that's happening, all these voices, all these things that happen to you. So I thought, let's also share this with you. My keynote from yesterday, I'm going to share this in this Cruise TV episode because I think it's very important that you also realize that no one gets to crazy big goals just like this. No, there's always something happening along the road. It's always, I don't know, personal probably. As you're used from me, I prepared the slides from my keynote. They're from yesterday. And I will just share the story with you. I hope the audio is all right. Microphone didn't work, so let's see. And otherwise I'll record it again. But I wanted to share this with you from Tenerife. It all started here, my big, crazy plan, taking at least 100 entrepreneurs across the Atlantic Ocean. It started in this Swiss chalet. And from the 5 women you see on the picture, actually 3 of them are on this ship, which makes it great. Right? Like in the Swiss Alps, I came up with I didn't even come up with the idea. It was the question of my business coach, Sigrun, what do you like most in your own company? So what is the one thing that you really love in your own business? Also for you, what is it? And for me, it was an easy answer. I said the cruise. I love to do the Freedom Entrepreneur Cruise. Although it was not one of my main products, I only took small groups with me, but I just loved it. So she said, if you love it so much, you have to scale that up. And I said, okay, let's try to get 50 people on board. And she said, go for 100. Just go for 100 people. That was June 2018. Back then, I thought, what a stupid, crazy idea. How in the world am I going to get 100 people on this ship? 100 people in my group on the ship. There's more than 100 people on the ship, but in my group, like in the Freedom Entrepreneurs group. And I was like, what the heck? If I don't try this, I will never know. I will never know if I can do this, if I can make it, if it does bring me the joy that I thought it would bring. It does, but so I just started. I started preparing the first international Freedom Entrepreneurs cruise. Everything had to be in English. All of a sudden, it was a completely other target audience, because normally I only took my own students, and now there's strangers on board. They're not strangers anymore, but they are strangers. And during that year, I don't know if you know the Fire Festival. If you've never heard of it, Google it. Google the Fire Festival and check if you can watch one of the documentaries made about it, because the Fire Festival was all about going to the Bahamas, jet skiing, partying, having a lot of fun. At least that was the promise. With a lot of influencers, Instagram influencers. And the guy who organized it, the marketing was amazing, great videos. I mean, it promised you the world. It promised you private jets. It promised you big parties, fantastic food. It promised you heaven on earth. By the time it got to the execution, it was hell on earth. There were no private jets. People had to sleep in a tent. The plastic was served the food was served in a plastic box. It was terrible. People wanted to escape. And the guy who organized it, I don't know, he received millions of dollars. He's in jail now. He's in prison. I didn't want to end up as the woman known from some other kind of fire festival. I don't want to be known as fraud or a con man or whatever. No. So this idea was haunting me. Like, I don't want to end up, it's not that I don't want to end up in prison, but I don't want to let people down. I just want to have people, I want people to have this great experience together with me. So I started without the logistics in place. I only had a plan. I only had a goal. There was no strategy. There was nothing. I just picked up the phone and made a phone call with a cruise travel agent and just asked them, can you help me? Can you help me with the logistics for booking the cruise? And of course they said, we can help you. It's their job. So it started with one phone call, with one explanation of, this is what I want. Can you help me? After that, I started to build a website, a sales page. Of course, we had to decide which cruise will it be. So we made a decision. This will be the cruise. This is going to be the ship. That took some time, but not a long time, because you also need a ship or a cruise company willing to help you, willing to house you, to give you access to a meeting room, to have an event manager on board that will help you. But that was quite easily found. That was okay. So I started to build a website, a sales page. I also had some help with that, of course. We needed an international web shop, so that's where the team flew in. And then I needed English terms and conditions, because if people book a cruise for several thousands of euros, there have to be terms and conditions and cancellation policies and everything. So Reed, I hired a lawyer. There goes the money. It's all pre-investing, because I haven't sold the ticket back then. There were different tax rules I had to adhere to. So Reed, I had to hire a tax advisor. I did it. You just have to. So, by the way, this photo is almost the view of my balcony. I'll show you. There's no sunset right now, but I'll hold the laptop. Can you see? Can you see it? That's the bridge. That's where the captain is when we leave. We will leave within the hour from Tenerife. We have some time, but this is the ship we're on right now. And it's a great ship. We love it here. So yes, money flew out of the window again. Then there was also my feeling of there will be enormous cash flow challenges. So a lot of money coming in, but also, let's get the light better, also a lot of money going out, because I had to pay for all the cabins for my team, and then an online CFO, Chief Financial Officer. I had to hire someone. Just some fun. Then the whole organization, like creating an event for 100 people. Back then, that was my goal, 100 people. How are you going to do that? It's not a workshop anymore. It's like a real serious event. So I also hired an event manager. More money going out. everything is about pre-investing. Then I did stage performance in Zurich, September 2018. That was the first official announcement of the existence of the cruise. And in that room, really grateful for that. In that room, there were people who believed in the concept. They knew me a little bit. They didn't know me really well. They knew me a little bit, but they believed in the concept, and they believed in the transformation that a transatlantic cruise can bring them. Crossing the ocean is transformational because of the water, because of the digital detox, because of everything. The bookings flowed in, and we are talking about the last quarter of 2018. And what happened then was very peculiar, something that has never happened to me before. I got sort of paralyzed. Paralysis hit me, I write. I just didn't know what to do. I was out of this. It was not a launch. I didn't have to organize things, so the back office was more or less settled. It was still 1 year away, and I was a little bit lost about what to do next, what to do now. I didn't do webinars. I didn't do Facebook Lives. I didn't do Facebook ads. I hardly wrote any dedicated mails to my list. I just didn't. The goal froze me. So I got this feeling of this is too much. I don't know what to do. I fixed the light again. And I think it's very important to acknowledge that feeling, to really soul search what is happening to me. Why am I not into action mode? Normally I am in action mode. But then I was out of action mode. All these voices, like I'm just a normal country girl. Who are you to organize this cruise? Are you such a VIP person to do this cruise? Who will book this? Yeah, it's impossible to have 100 people with you, etc., etc. All these bloody stupid, big shit nonsense voices, but they were there. Actually, it's me on the picture and my little sister. They were there, and I made one big mistake. I listened to them. I listened to the stupid voices in my head, and I know they are there to protect me. I know that. But then again, we all have our moments. So they hit me. I also had 10 cancellations during the whole year. 10 people who did book the cruise but didn't join. So they canceled their trip. Let me show you one of the goodies. I had orange doppers made for everyone. So 10 cancellations, and it got heavier and heavier. And then around May, June, I thought, well, stop this nonsense. You have to get a grip on your thoughts again. So around May, I got this grip on my thoughts. I changed my office. It may sound off topic, but actually it's really on topic, and I'll later in one of the other cruise episodes, you will find out why that's important. I changed my office and I joined a program of Jim Fortin, a transformational coaching program about the power of your thoughts. And that was good. That was really good. Although I didn't have the money when I joined. I was saving all the money for the cruise. I didn't spend anything. But I was like, I have to do this. I have to do this. And it was good that I did. I went back to my joy. So I started cruise TV episodes in September, I think, the first ones. Like something that I did then and now again. But I felt this whole happiness of like, I love to do this. I am a teacher. I love to talk about entrepreneurship, about things that happen. And it's always go back to your joy, go back to the place or the task that you really love to do. And it's like, what the hell, I'm just going to do it. So I started Cruise TV episodes. I had some major cash flow challenges in spite of the CFO. I had some major cash flow challenges in September, because in September there was one payment to the cruise company of over 20,000 euros. I did have the money, and I also needed money coming in from the people on payment plans. People on payment plans are sometimes not reliable. Sometimes they don't pay their payments. It is what it is. I paid, and then in October I paid the last part of the cruise. But September was not my happy month. It was not like, oh, it's going to happen. No, it was still the uncertainty, the stress, how will it be when we really are on the ship. And then another thing, I almost forgot about it. In the first week of October, the airline that we booked to get us back from Guadeloupe, where we will end this journey, to Paris, to Europe, went bankrupt. And I booked for three people. So I was like, oh my God, another financial challenge. But when that happened, that moment, I was more in this state of, well, this will make a great talk. When I finally get on stage and tell about this story, it will be a great talk. So yes, the airline went bankrupt, and I was really lucky to have booked the airline with my Visa credit card, because they gave me the money back. Thank you, Visa. So they gave me the money back, and I had to book new flights for me and my team to get back to Europe. But hey, it's only money. I know it sounds stupid, but it's only money. We can handle this. And thanks to my team, we were in this together. So it was the four of us. We had regular meetings online, and we talked about everything that could go wrong, all the shit that happened. We pulled each other through. And in the knowing and the trust that we will make this cruise a fantastic experience, which we are finally living now. The key thing is, in September, October, I decided to be on an identity level, to be the entrepreneur making at least $6 million or euros. And my dream, my big goal is 1,500 people on a ship times 4,000. That's the minimum amount that people pay. That's 6 million. That's a big company. So I stepped into my identity as the cruise lady. Actually, someone in Vienna gave me that name, the Kreuzfahrt lady, and I love it. So I adopted it. It's the cruise lady. I love it. But it meant an identity change for me. Yeah, it is. I've never been that person, but I am that person now. If I look at next year's cruise, it feels so much lighter, so much more doable, so much easier. But that's why I encourage you to do crazy stuff, take a big leap, know that you can have your challenges. I wouldn't say fail, but have your challenges. Know that it's going to be easy, and it's not going to be easy, but hey, if you don't try it, you will never know. And one of the big realizations I had was, if I keep myself small as an entrepreneur, no one is helped. I am not helped by that. I don't help myself by keeping myself small, but I also don't help you by keeping myself small. So if I build this big business and I help a lot of people transforming their entrepreneurial life and gaining more freedom and getting this whole relaxation on the transformational cruise, and maybe changing their business model or whatever, I serve more people if I do that. So it's good that things like this happen. It's good that you wonder every now and then about your own identity. And my identity shifted the last 12 months. And that's good. I mean, I'm not the same as 12 months ago. It would be strange if you would be the same every year, I think. Yeah. Let's see the harbor again. I wanted to share this story with you because I know that a lot of you have big, crazy ideas and crazy goals, but they feel discouraged. They feel overwhelmed. They feel, I can't do it. It's too much. It's too big. It's too whatever. Please know that we all have this. And please know that we all have these feelings of, oh, I'm a failure. I can't do it. Who am I? I'm not this fancy person. I'm not a VIP, etc., etc. It's all bloody nonsense because now I am here in Tenerife. And by the way, I didn't make 100 people. There's 30 people on board in my group. There's way more on board. But in my group, there are 30 people, and I'm bloody proud of it because it is the first step of much more. We all have to start at zero. So I'm proud of it. So last year I had 5, now it's 30. So it's times 6 already. So what happens if I do it times 6 next year? It's 180. We'll see. We'll see. I'll do it next year again, and you will get to know things about that as well. But this is what I wanted to share. You are alone in your own battle, maybe in the battle with your voices, with your subconscious beliefs, with the values you have, with the words of your parents, your family, everything. You're alone in that. Please know that we also had this. We also have it. And if you don't step up, if you're not prepared to play the big game, you will stay in that zone of being small. You will stay in that zone of, yeah, I do have a business, but I'm not really happy with it. And I want you to be happy with it. I mean, I'm bloody happy here. I mean, look at my view. It's not a virtual background. It's real. And I mean, it's November. I'm here in my t-shirt. It's 23, 24 degrees. I mean, who wouldn't like that? And today, from Tenerife, we will leave the mainland of Europe. And we will start within the next few minutes, probably. We are going to cross the Atlantic Ocean. The next stop will be Barbados in the Caribbean after 5 days. So I won't do Facebook Lives in the next 5 days because the Wi-Fi is crap, which is okay. I'll do other things. But I just wanted to share this story with you. Please follow your dreams, go for your big goal, and realize that it is what it is. Shit happens, and you get over it, and you make other decisions. So, take care and see you on the other side of the ocean. Bye-bye.